You know, I really don't like getting my comic book signed at all. Hey everybody, this is Uncanny Derek. Before we get started, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And today we're going to talk about comic books getting signed. I have this copy here of X-Men number 15, signed by Stan Lee. I also have a copy of Journey into Mystery number 62, just sitting right there, also signed by Stan Lee. And I have a bunch of books here signed by Chris Claremont that are not CGC'd. And I kind of regret it. So why do I regret having my comic books signed? Well, first off, it's personal preference. In the end, I feel personally that having books signed destroys the artwork, or destroys probably too strong of a word, but it's just in the end, I feel like it's defaced the book, and I know it's the creator signing the book. It's a pretty cool thing. Like, I met Stan Lee, obviously, and I also obviously met Chris Claremont. But as a comic book collector, and over the years, I have found that I don't really care about the signature anymore. And here you'll see that Chris Claremont at least is decent enough that when he signs the books, he does it over top of the logo. I have a few other books signed by him, but he doesn't deface the artwork really. He just deals with the, there, kind of see it there, over top of the logo. And you'll see my photo here with Chris Claremont. He wasn't really in a talkative mood that day. That was an interesting day. But anyway, yeah, getting comic book signed is a good idea or not. And ultimately, it depends. It depends on what type of collector you are. It depends on how you generally feel about the hobby. And when I first started out in this hobby, again, that book there was signed in 2010. I was really excited to meet Stan Lee. I was very excited to have him sign the book. CGC was at the event. It was a fan expo in Toronto, and I was able to have them verify the book, verify the signature, and Bob's your uncle. There I go. Have it signed here on my wall and framed. But as I started collecting a lot more books over the years, I found that I lost the excitement of wanting to meet the creators and have them sign books. I've met many creators over the years, and I've had many books signed, but within, I'm going to say, the past 8-9 years, I've really just hesitated on having anything signed at all, because I just like the book. And so that's a personal preference of mine. And whatever you prefer is up to you. But it's important to know a few things when it comes to comic books getting signed. And in hindsight, no, I would have maybe preferred that my books were CGC'd signed, or at least graded officially and signed, and verified signature, I should say, compared to just having them loose how they are now. I'm looking at that X-Men 95 here. And the reason being is that the verification of signatures now, or has always has been a little bit obnoxious. And so what do I mean by that? So when I talk about the verification process of comic books, what I mean is that CGC has to be present at the event for you to be able to, for them to be able to verify the signature. Totally makes sense. I agree with that. If you had a certificate for something that was signed earlier, CGC won't accept that. CBCS does. And CBCS will actually verify books like this here. However, you can look over many auctions over the many years, and you'll see that CGC books always tend to do a little bit better in terms of significantly better in terms of sales than CBCS books do. So in terms of what makes your book more valuable, a CGC signed book is more valuable than a CBCS signed book. In the end, when it comes down to who you are as a collector, I won't buy a signed book, even if it's authenticated. The only gold label CGC books I have are ones that I have witnessed there, and I have a story along with it. But I won't buy a gold label book, even if it's for a great price. It's not something that interests me whatsoever. The other thing about these graded books is that really anything from 2001, when CGC first started this authentication service, and really, like, CGC is the company when it comes to grading books. They don't do anything before 2001. So any of these books that existed prior to, there's no way you can have that verified, which is a little annoying. And it's kind of strange that CGC, it's a subjective grading, and that's a whole other video we can talk about another day. But that they can't verify signatures that do exist. I mean, they're a big company. You could have people that can verify signatures, no problem, but that won't be allowed. Maybe one day they're going to introduce something like that, but it is kind of a weird stain in comic book collecting, where if you have a signature and CGC wasn't at the event, either before their existence or even after their existence, the signature doesn't mean anything. And so really when it comes to having any of these books signed, if you're looking to have them sold, make sure that you do have the CGC in the back of your mind about, making sure that they're there for the event for the signature, or make sure that you're going to have CBCS verify the signature. That's if you're looking to sell. If it's like me, where I personally want to hold on to these books and not sell them, I am just not a fan of them being signed. I'd rather have them completely free, and I'm not planning on selling my books anytime soon. So to have these signed books sitting here, and my feelings towards signing changing over the years, I feel like not the best thing for me. Now I'll eventually replace these books whenever I complete my run of Uncanny X-Men, and then I will slowly start to chew through all this stuff and replace them. But again, you want to understand what you as a collector want to do. What do you feel is right for your collection? What's best for you? And ultimately, what kind of stories you want to have down the road. And if you want to try and sell your books down the road, and they're signed, somebody like me is going to go by and just pass on them because they're signed. And regardless of a gold label or not, I'm just going to pass up on the book entirely. So that's it for the video here. If you did like the content you saw, please click like and subscribe. If you want to see anything different in these videos, please feel free to leave a comment. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.